Hey guys, what up? This is Parasite. Today, before I leave for E3, I wanted to throw up a class setup video for you guys. A lot of you guys have been asking me what kind of classes do I use and basically why, because sometimes you guys will see some things on my loadout that you guys might find questionable. So today I'm going to go ahead and show you all my classes that I use for hardpoint and a little bit of CTF, kind of just to give you an idea of what I use. So first class that I use, this is going to be a M8. M8 is the gun I have on all my classes, at least for right now, because the FAL got banned, and so I switched to the M8, and this is my primary assault rifle that I use. You'll notice on all the classes I have the same attachments. So you're going to see red dot, quick draw, and stock. Red dot is obvious. You want that for precision. Stock, you want that for the strafing. I mean, it's easier to take out submachine guns, easier to move them around the map. It gives you better mobility. Those are pretty self-explanatory. Quick draw is one of those things that isn't a necessary thing for a lot of players. It really depends on the play style, but I really find that I need it because it allows me to switch between targets a lot quicker. It also allows me to aim in a lot faster, so in certain situations where I might unscope or I might not be ready or prepared for the situation, if I got quick draw, it allows me to aim in a lot faster and get on target quicker, which is essentially a good thing. I mean, Call of Duty is all about reaction and positioning, so if you're caught in one of those situations, quick draw is a good thing to have. Alright, so next we're going to move on to the perks. I'm going to be using lightweight, toughness, and tac mask. Those are three perks that I have pretty much on every single one of my. Hold on. Alright, let's continue this. So you're going to notice that I have lightweight, toughness, and tac mask on every single one of my classes. Lightweight, obvious, it allows you to run around quicker, get map positioning better, and I find that it's a necessity, especially for assault rifles. A lot of assault rifles tend to use flak jacket rather than lightweight because they find themselves getting spammed by nades. But I kind of figured if you have lightweight on, and as long as you don't get stunned, I'll get on to the tac mask later. As long as you don't get hit by stuns, nades are going to be kind of irrelevant unless you get caught off guard. But that's something you can't avoid because usually most of the time you can see a grenade coming at you. If a grenade's coming at you, you can run out of the way. Especially if you have lightweight, you should be quick enough to jump out the way of a grenade. Alright, so let's move on to the next perk. Toughness. Toughness is a necessity in competitive. I mean, it saves your life in some situations. It makes it so that your gun doesn't flinch when you're getting shot, so that's pretty self-explanatory. And next, you'll see tac mask. If you notice a lot of players that stream, any other competitive players, they use dexterity. Reasons why I don't use dexterity is because I'm an assault rifle player. That might seem weird to some of you. I don't use dexterity because a lot of the time I'll find myself pre-aiming. So if I'm already holding in the L trigger and I already have stock on, I can move around the map freely and still aim my gun. And then another thing is, most of the time, if you come across a gunfight where you're trying to kill a submachine gun player, where you're trying to kill another up-close gun like a shotgun, and you have an M8, dexterity is going to help you in that situation. But realistically, most of the time, you're not going to win it. I mean, think about it. When are you going to win a gunfight versus a submachine? Even with dexterity, you might get lucky, but really, is that small percentage of luck worth a whole perk slot? In my opinion, no. So I throw on the next best available thing, which is tac mask. A lot of teams, they'll have the meta game where they have one player use stuns, one player use EMPs, one player use nades. So if you have stuns pretty much out of the picture, it just gives you something less to worry about, especially as an assault rifle player where you may not be in the hill as much, but you're still in those clutch positions where you need to hold a spawn or something like that. You don't want to be stunned in that situation. So I put on tac mask so that there's no way I can be affected by those type of special grenades. And next, we'll move on to double stuns. So on this class, you'll notice, well, before I go on to that, you'll notice I have the same attachments and same three perks at least for every single one of my classes. So I pretty much explained that part of all my classes. I'll just explain the tactical grenades and stuff like that I use for the rest of my 5 classes. So on this class, I use double stuns because, again, when you're playing certain teams, a lot of teams just forget to use tac mask. Some just don't use it at all. So if you can effectively spam stuns on a lot of enemy players, it's going to be such a nuisance on them. And some teams will, like, no matter how bad they're getting spammed, they won't put on tac mask. and a lot of them were just running on like dexterity and extreme. It's like a selfish type of thing to do, but a lot of players will tend to do that. So if you have this double stun, it'll kind of eliminate those type of players from posing a threat if you can just hit them with stuns constantly. And then again, if you're spamming stuns, that forces them to use tac mask, so that's going to have them sacrifice either dexterity or extreme conditioning, which both are really good perks for movement. So they're going to be kind of staggered when pushing certain hills and stuff like that if you're spamming them with stuns. Okay, so next class. This class is my Hardwired class. This is a protection class. This class I basically use when teams are spamming EMPs and stuff of that nature extremely hard. I've played teams that have spammed 4 EMPs. And, as an assault rifle player, that is probably the most annoying thing, or just as anybody. I mean, you're moving around the map and you're getting smacked in the face by EMPs, your radars going off and stuff like that. EMPs are really good for throwing off awareness, so if you got Hardwired on, that kind of just makes it so that you're always aware, you always got your mini-map up, you're always aware of the situation and where they're coming from. You don't need to worry about getting hit by those. So that's for your teams and enemies that tend to spam EMPs. So next we'll move on to the lightweight extreme tac mask class. I use extreme conditioning on this one. This is kind of like a selfish-ish type class setup. Reason being is I don't have any stuns or any grenades to help out teammates. This one I tend to use in CTF a lot. It really depends on the team. If a team uses tac mask a lot, then I really don't find a need to spam stun grenades, so I'll switch to this. So I'll have not only protection from the stuns, but I'll be able to move around the map quick. If I have to pull the flag, I can pull the flag, run out with my knife, and I'm running as fast as some machine gun player. So I can play both the objective and both a defensive role with my AR. It just kind of makes me like a double threat when I use this class. Next class is the double trophy class. So this I'll use on certain maps no matter what. Basically, the reason being is so that I can spam my trophy systems and help out my teammates on certain hills when I know a team is being extremely aggressive on hill instead of pushing the anchor. And if they don't push the anchor, I'm just going to spam trophies on my teammates and make sure that they can't be affected by any stuns or nades. Next class and final class is the EMP class. You'll notice again it has the same perks. It's just double EMPs. This is for taking out sentries. This is for just providing a nuisance to the enemy. If you just want to keep throwing off their awareness, being annoying, just toss EMPs, man. If you gotta destroy sentries, just spam them, spam them, spam them. That's pretty much it. I mean, these are all my classes. Again, I'll run them over real quickly so you can see. So again, I got my AR with 3 attachments, my 3 normal perks, and I got double stuns. Here I got my Hardwire class. This is a protection class to protect myself from all things. Here I got extreme conditioning. This is so I can pose a double threat in certain game modes like CTF. This I got my trophy class. This is mainly a support class, so I can help out my teammates and toss trophies on the hill. And this is my final class. This is for destroying sentry guns and providing a nuisance to the enemy team. So I hope you guys enjoyed this class setup video. I'll be back in about a week. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Peace.